Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You're still watching Creative Business with Lloyd Luna, and right after teaching you how to love mathematics, somebody here in the studio right now, mag-uusap po tayo, how do you make somebody fall in love with you by the mere idea of dating effectively? How do you do that? Ladies and gentlemen, the company offers corporate trainings, dating seminars, and personal coaching. It's very interesting to know the man, the guy, international model, trainer himself. Ladies and gentlemen, the dating expert, Gerard, Sison. Hi, Gerard.
Good morning, Lloyd. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show, man.
It's good to be here.
I've been trying to get in touch with you just to make sure that you're going to be here.
Yes.
And it took me some hard time because of this modeling thing.
Yeah, because last week we had Fashion Week. That was 2 weeks ago, and since then I've had some important jokes come up. But now I'm finally here. It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I'm sure about that. But my first question is, this company that you have, when and how did you start this?
I started in 2009.
And it's New Age influence.
Yeah, we started in Melbourne, and I got together with a group of guys who are social scientists, and we conducted a whole bunch of experiments to break down the cold approach, dating, how to build attraction, comfort, and seduce. You know?
Seduce.
So in the process, I think we approached a group of women in the thousands. Every day we would go out in different situations, from bars to cafes to nightclubs, and we find out which things worked and which things definitely did not.
So it was a study.
Absolutely,
It was a survey. It was.
So we do it with full statistics, full diary entries, and we break them down which parts of the approach help and which definitely do not.
Does it apply to most parts of the world?
So far we've tested it here in the Philippines, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in Australia, in the United States, in Brazil.
You didn't tell me that you're doing the testing. Probably I'd be happy to join you in those experiments.
Well, now when we do our seminars, we actually take people in field, so they test it for themselves, and we do a money-back guarantee. So if they don't get results and a direct improvement, they get their money back.
Prior to becoming an entrepreneur yourself, what were you doing?
When I was in Melbourne, I was running a promotions company. And
you were born there in Melbourne?
Yeah, born and raised.
Born and raised in Melbourne?
Yeah, but my parents are both Filipino. So,
really?
Yeah, but when I was in Australia, I was lucky enough to create a very good social situation from an early age, and so I built a PR company. We did events and promotions. We would do promotions for a company called Future Music.
Are your parents entrepreneurs?
No, my dad is now a farm owner. He just bought a piggery in Batangas, and my mom works in insurance.
Right. Because I'm trying to understand how on earth would you actually have this idea of putting up your own business?
Yeah.
It's so comfortable and so secured when you are getting paychecks every 15th and 30th day of the month.
Yeah. How do you develop that mind?
Yeah.
I was always curious to what makes people tick, and along that line I've got introduced to a person called Anthony Robbins, who's the self-help genius, and he's very big into modeling and in terms of modeling success. So he would take what do people do and for success, and how can he emulate that into his own life. And so when I looked at money makers, and I looked at I think the statistics in America, they did a study, and 75% of millionaires did it through owning their own business.
Right.
And that's because they looked at what is the biggest expense of a person, usually tax.
Right.
And business owners pay less tax than the employee, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Correct. Not so many people though realize that it's the real thing. What really happens.
Yeah, it's absolutely, because capital gains tax generally around the world is only 20%.
Right.
You look at for a large wage earner, they pay about 50% tax on their wage.
Right. But you can go to many other industries. So why in the personal development industry?
Okay. Well, I've spent a lot of time working on myself. People don't know this. They see me as a confident person now, but growing up, I was the kid who had no confidence, was very unsure of myself.
Really?
Yeah, I would compare
so you're not as composed as you are right now?
No, absolutely not. That's something I've learned.
Wow.
People look at me and they say, oh, you're a natural at this and you're a natural at that, but I was never a natural. I've learned how to deal with people and and raise emotions.
Was it a painful process when you tried to
Absolutely.
transform yourself from being a shy type, antisocial, whatever, however you call yourself, to being a person that is now, almost everybody would like to be associated with?
I remember, I've got this memory when I was young, and I was about 13 years old, and I saw the movie Jerry Maguire, right?
Right.
And you remember the romantic part of the movie where he says to Renee Zellweger, he says, "You complete me," right? So I remember I had a crush on a girl. I was 13 years old, and I walked to her in the street. I said, "You complete me." and the reaction, she looked at me. She said, "Thanks," and literally ran all the way down the street. So that was my first experience with dating.
Really?
Yeah, but now
How did you take it? You just told someone a very sweet praise, you call it.
sure.
And then she ran away.
Yeah,
How did you take it?
I was crushed. I was crushed.
And what did you do to make it turn around at some point? Did you have an idea that you could probably do it better? You have been asking yourself what went wrong in that particular situation?
Well, I'll tell you where I'm at now. Now I'm at a stage in my life where I really don't care what people say or think about me. I'm very independent of that. How I teach people to build confidence, it isn't ever what people say about you or what they think about you. Your confidence should be based on only your integrity to your own values.
Okay, so it's about trying to calculate yourself and measure yourself and make sure that you're presenting as you are.
I'll put it to you this way, why do people suffer from bad self-esteem? They look at themselves and they say, they value themselves on how big their wallet is, the house they have, the car they drive, the friends they keep. All of these things can be removed. They buy new clothes thinking that it's going to make them more confident. When the clothes go out of fashion,